following is a production of Cary TV, the Town of Cary's government access channel.
Hello, I'm Harold Weinbrecht, Mayor of Cary, and this is Cary Matters, the monthly program designed to help keep you informed about issues that your council members are working on for our community. Joining me as co-host this month is Jack Smith, who is our District C representative on council. District C is mostly southern and southeastern Cary. Jack is the longest serving council member ever in the town of Cary and has been on council since 1989. The council recently honored Jack for all he's done for Cary by naming a future park after him, the Jack Smith Park, which we broke ground on last month. It's going to be a great amenity for southern Cary, and it's named for a great council member. Jack, thank you for all your years of service for the Cary community, the council, and everybody in the region. You've done so much for everyone, and we're so glad that you're on council and that you're doing this episode with us this month.
Thank you, Mayor, and it's my pleasure to be here. And I want to publicly recognize the Mayor and my peers on Town Council for this recognition. You know, I'm truly humbled, and thank you very much.
Thank you, well deserved. As you know, Jack, we have visitors coming from all over the world to Cary. And recently, you and I met a mayor from Germany that was visiting Cary with 4 German bands. And in my conversation with that mayor, he told me how impressed he was with Cary and how beautiful and green it was. And you know, that's not the first time I've heard that. I hear that a lot. And our natural beauty really does make an impression on our visitors.
Sure does, Mayor, and as you know, we spend a lot of time and effort trying to protect and preserve that natural beauty with several green initiatives. In fact, during the month of August, we've approved a new tree ordinance that protects the town's biggest trees. And since we're always saying to keep Cary clean and green at the end of every Cary Matters episode, I thought it might be a good time to talk about that new tree ordinance. And afterwards, we can open up the mailbag and answer some of the emails we've been getting, such as concerns about burglaries and questions about Lewis Steams Drive. Sound okay to you?
All right, sounds like a plan. Cary has had a tree protection ordinance for years, but some people, including council members, felt that on one hand, it wasn't doing enough to protect trees, and on the other hand, it was making it difficult for builders to create the high-quality development that Cary is known for and proud of. So about a year ago, an amendment process began with the goal of protecting existing healthy trees on development sites, allowing some flexibility for developers and clarifying the ordinance. In the final approved amendment, the tree ordinance requires site surveys of trees, protection of trees during construction, protection and preservation of large trees called champion trees, and replanting criteria if trees have to be removed as a last resort. We spent a lot of time on the details doing what I call a deep dive to flesh out exactly what we wanted for our tree protection. And we sought stakeholder input from all parts of Cary. While we don't have time to go over all the details in Cary Matters, we can explain some of the most important points. So Jack, why don't you help me by getting us started with the Cliff Notes?
Okay. Under the category of flexibility, we now allow champion tree protection areas to be counted as required open space. And under that category of definitions, we defined exactly what a champion tree is. We also decided that some champion trees, such as sweet gum and pine trees, are not as valuable as all other large trees, which is pretty good for me since my wife Bridget hates those gumballs, and I'm not a big fan of those pine cones. I'm just saying. Anyway, champion trees include trees that are 32 inches in diameter or greater for upper story trees like oak and maple, and trees that are 12 inches in diameter or greater for the smaller trees like dogwoods or cherries.
Okay. We also decided on a priority for protection of those champion trees. So if a development can't save all the trees, then there is a priority of which trees are the most important. First and foremost, we agreed that any group of champion trees in a prominent location on a property would be of utmost importance. Then a single champion tree in a prominent location, followed by a group of champion trees in a non-prominent location. And by prominent location, we mean along a major road, along a private road interior to a site, within a site surrounded by buildings, and a nearby greenway.
And if a champion tree absolutely has to be removed, then there are guidelines to mitigate that tree removal, such as saving other trees within a site, installing new trees, and installing trees in parks, medians, or public places. So to summarize, we see tremendous value in Cary's trees and are making sure that as future development occurs, trees, and especially large trees, will be protected as much as possible while still allowing for the reasonable development of property.
You got that right. Well, coming up after the break, we're going to tackle some of the questions we've been hearing from you.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
We're back. Thanks for staying with us. It's time to address some of the questions the council's been getting from you. Jack, what do you have for us?
Well, as you know, we had a few questions about burglaries in town.
Yes, we have. You know, crime in and around the place where we lay our heads at night, it's always disturbing, and we certainly share in the frustration with our citizens. We want to work collaboratively with our citizens to ensure that perpetrators are caught and prosecuted. And with 150,000 permanent residents, not counting those who work in Cary and live in other areas, there are multiple property crimes committed each year. Despite this, when compared to other towns our size, Cary continues to be recognized as one of the safest places in America. We're very proud of that fact, but we never let such recognitions cause us to assume our crime levels are acceptable. We continually look for new ways to reduce the opportunities for criminals to feel that they can get away with crime in Cary. One of those ways is called geopolicing. This word is used to describe not only the structure, but also the culture of our police department. It focuses on building stronger relationships between police officers and citizens in order to have a greater impact on crime. We recognized long ago that no matter how many police officers are hired and placed on the street, we will never be able to have an officer stationed at every possible location where crime might occur. What we do have, however, are citizens throughout the town who know their individual neighborhoods better than anyone else, and who often see the bad guys lurking around looking for their next victim. Without a personal connection between these citizens and police, such sightings often go unreported, and we lose the opportunity of using that knowledge to capture criminals, or at least to make them so uncomfortable they feel they would be better served to commit crime someplace else. And while there has been crime in some areas of Cary, it is by no means rampant or out of control. With the continued help from our neighbors, looking out for neighbors, and staying in contact with the police when suspicious activity occurs, we will be able to keep crime under control and bring those who dare cross that line to justice. Any other questions, Jack?
Well, yes, we've also received a question asking us what the town can do about the completion of Lewis Stevens Drive and connecting the segments.
I believe it's your turn.
Thanks, Mayor. Leave the hard ones to me. This is a pretty complicated area from a jurisdictional standpoint. Lewis Stevens Drive goes through Cary, Morrisville, and RTP. And while Cary, Morrisville, RTP, and NCDOT all recognize the value of this connection, there is no funding available to construct it at this time. In terms of state funding, NCDOT has a new selection process that all projects must follow. The priority process is still new to everyone, and as we understand it, each project will get a score, and that score will help determine funding for projects over the next 5 and 10 years. We received notice from NCDOT that the preliminary scores for Lewis Stevens were not extremely competitive. It does not appear that there will be funding identified in the state program in the near future. Of course, we will continue to evaluate this project along with all other transportation and capital needs through our annual budget process.
Okay, thanks for answering the tough one, Jack.
You're welcome.
Coming up after the break, we're going to give you some insights into what's coming up at Town Hall in October and how you can be involved.
There are those who never stop moving forward. They work tirelessly to serve others. They strive for excellence. They are C-Tran. At C-Tran, our constant and total focus is you, getting you there safely when you need to be there. This commitment to you has made C-Tran one of the fastest growing transit systems in the Triangle. We provide an exceptional transit service to keep you moving. So whether your destination is here, or here, or here, welcome aboard C-Tran. Reach your destination on C-Tran.
We're back, and in this final segment of Cary Matters, we want to talk about what's happening in October and how you can be involved. Jack, what council meetings do we have in this month?
Well, like most months, we have 3 regularly scheduled council meetings. Our meeting designated for quasi-judicial hearings is set for Thursday, October 2nd. Our 2 other regularly scheduled council meetings are set for Thursday, October 16th and Thursday, October 30th. We also have a work session scheduled for Tuesday, October 28th. That's going to be a special meeting where, just like we did last year, we meet with staff to talk about our priorities. It's actually like a half-day mini retreat. Anything fun on the calendar?
Of course, always in October. Actually, there's a lot going on. At the Cary Arts Center in October, there will be various performances by the Cary Players, the Marvelous Music Series, Applause Youth Theater, and the Children's Theater of Charlotte. At the Booth Amphitheater, there will be a dinner theater on Saturday the 4th, Darius Rucker on the 5th, and Diwali on the 18th. Downtown also has a lot going on with Downtown Harvest Festival on the 18th and the Haunted Twilight Tour on the 25th, along with the Herbert Haunted House also on the 25th. And these are just a few of the things going on in the month of October. If you want to find out what else is going on in October, go to the town's website at www.townofcary.org.
Well, that's it for this edition of Cary Matters. We appreciate your watching and hope that what we've shared has been of interest. Please let us hear from you. Your time is important, and we want this show to be of value to you as we work to bring you, our citizens, closer to your government.
And remember, help keep Cary litter-free, clean, green, and beautiful by volunteering with our Spruce program. Thanks for watching, and as always, thanks for choosing to call Cary home.
This has been a production of Cary TV. Visit the Town of Cary's website at townofcary.org.